Good morning, growers. This is Damon coming at you from Kepler's Clockworks. This morning we're going to talk about how to hand pollinate your pumpkin plants to increase your yields. I found that doing this can really improve the chances that your pumpkins will pollinate and grow into be big pumpkins. If you've noticed that on your pumpkin plants, a lot of the flowers with the little baby pumpkins are kind of dying off and turning yellow, then this video is for you. Pollinating your pumpkins by hand is definitely something that you'll need to do early in the mornings. This is when the flowers will open up and you have a limited amount of time before they will start to close back up. So what I like to do is just wake up like 5 minutes early before work each day and just go check to see if you have any new flower blooms. Sometimes the night before you can take a look and see which ones might be blooming the next day and just go ahead and pollinate those because it is kind of a short window to have them pollinated. So the first thing you're going to want to do is identify the female flower. This is easily done by noticing that the female flower is on a short stalk, has a little bulge at the end, which is the pumpkin. It is important to note here that your pumpkin plants are the type of plant that have to be pollinated in order to produce fruit. So if pollination does not occur, then the female flower will die and there will be no pumpkin that's produced. So again, it's just important to remember that the pumpkin plants have to be pollinated, which is why it's so important that bees are able to get in there and pollinate, and where bees can't do it, it's kind of helpful to supplement that by hand pollinating, like I will explain in this video. Here's a close-up of the female flower. All right, so we'll get into the science a little bit of this. This is called the pistillate. It's part of the female flower that facilitates the reproduction of the plant. So you can see here it's kind of round. There are several different kind of stems coming up from it, and this is the part of the female plant that we'll be talking about today. Here we have the male flower. You know it's a male flower because these will grow on stems that are 8 to 12 inches long. Typically these guys will appear about a week or two before the female flowers start to appear. And that's just to get the pollinators like bees and things like that attracted to the plant. I would like to mention throughout this process, you may find some natural pollinators, just like bees, that are already doing the job that we're talking about in this video. So I recommend that you do not disturb these guys. These guys are doing the work for you. So there's just a little caveat there, not to disturb your bees. These guys are good guys. So this part of the male flower, an easy way to identify it is it's kind of like a stem inside there, and that's called the staminate, and that's what you'll use on the male flower to facilitate the pollination process. So here's a wide angle view kind of what the male flower will look like. And here we have a side-by-side comparison of what the male flower and what the female flower look like. It's important to identify these when hand pollinating your plant. You'll need to make sure that your plant has both flowers, the female flower and the male flower, before you can do this process. You need both of those in order to hand pollinate. And so what you'll do is you'll want to identify a female flower first. And then I will go over and identify some male flowers like this. Oh, this one has some bees inside of it, so I will leave this one alone. These guys are already pollinating for me. So okay, here we go. This is another male flower, so it looks like this one will be a good one to use to hand pollinate. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to just take the male flower and I'm just going to pluck it off of the stem just like that. And then what we'll do is in order to hand pollinate effectively, I'm going to peel back the flower part just kind of like this. Just go ahead and peel it all the way off there. Try not to touch the middle part because that is where the pollen is going to be that you're going to use to help pollinate the female flower. So now once you have this, you go ahead and take it back over to the female flower. This is why I like to identify the females first, and that way you know where you're going to go once you have your male flower. And then I just like to take it, and basically you're the pollinator here, or you're like a bee, so you just get in there like a bee or another pollinator would do and just kind of buzz it around. Make sure you hit the edges real good in the middle. Just kind of simulate what a bee would do. I like to take several male flowers to do one female, and that just ensures that you get a good pollination. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you guys get good yields this year of pumpkins in your garden. And if you could, just give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll try to get out more videos like this. Thanks, guys.